name is Jen Pry, and I get to be the executive director and principal at Gilbert Senate Charter High School. We are located in Northeast Albuquerque. We are the only alternative option for predominantly dropped out, stopped out, kicked out students on the east, really on the east side of our major corridor of I-25. We have 179 students on our roster. Approximately 30% of them are students with special education. Approximately another 30% are McKinney-Vento students experiencing significant homelessness of some kind. And we have just shy of 30% ELL students as well. I'm super proud to be presenting today with Chris, and I'll pass it over to Chris.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Megan, and thanks, Jen. Yeah, my name is Chris Azevedo. I first met Jen when I was the chief operating officer at the largest CMO in New Mexico, and subsequently I ran a small network of schools there called Turquoise Trail Charter Schools, and was able to hire Jen away to become my director of curriculum instruction, and then she left to go take over Senna. But when I left school leadership just last year, we started a shop, and I've always been obsessed with data and data tools and building them. It's sort of the thing that I do on the weekends. Sounds really bad, I guess, when you say it out loud. But Jen knew that, and we built this really big predictive tool at the high school where she was principal when we first met, to try to understand which indicators we could find in our 5th and 6th graders that she could actually help sort of prepare for when they became 9th graders, and she was able to manage a really strong and ambitious plan for them based upon those indicators too. So she wanted to build something similar at Senna, her new school. And so we set out to do just that, but we found that the data live, obviously, as you've read in the book, at many different levels. And we got really obsessed with how it is that we can tell the story of her students. Because as they show up, and we'll talk through this, as it shows up on state level data, it's not really telling the story in the way that the school needs to have their story told. And so we set out to do that, and we're excited to share our work with you so far. So, all right, Jen, pass it over. Pass it back.
Right on. Appreciate that. So our agenda for today is really two things: really share and dig into that leadership challenge. And I'm excited that I have another street data, what I would affectionately say is book geek on the call, because I really believe what that book has allowed us and has allowed Chris and I to do together over the course of 3 schools is really begin to finally share a story that matters, that's meaningful, and that's impactful. So that'll be the second thing that we get with today. I'll just pass it over to you. Who, first probing question as we dig in here, who are your school storytellers, and what story is being told, Megan?
I think right now, and kind of one of the reasons that my principal and assistant principal have been attending sessions as well, I think the reason that we came to this is that we want our students to be doing more of that storytelling. Our school is very focused on student voice. It's one of our priorities in student agency. But so often, I think when we present that sort of data to our teachers, there's kind of this discounting of it because, well, that can't be right because that's what the kids are saying, or there's some sort of like confirmation bias that's like, that's not accurate data. What I say as the teacher, or what I see in my classroom, or what data is given to me through standardized testing is the right data. And I think our leadership teams and our administrators are working to kind of counter that and find ways to bring in more student and family perspective data, and even staff perspective data that can then kind of fill out that data, that it's not just numbers.
Sure. That really resonates with me. And I appreciate that.